But like we said, Chris Mills and Nate Thompson on your front row. Shane DeMay, Jimmy Cole, your second row. Darren Roke and Jason Snyders on the third row. And then Tyler Fry starting all by himself, shotgun on the field.
Tyler Fry finishing top 5 over at Park Jefferson both nights, Friday and Saturday. Shane DeMay last night finished second in his heat, second in his feature in his older car, because 2 weeks ago across the street, his 2019 Harris chassis got destroyed. We'll see what they do tonight. We are green with heat race number 1 of the Modifieds.
Chris Mills not taking back his lead now, as he's going to lead the pack into turn number 1. Now Nate Thompson and Shane DeMay side by side coming into turn number 3. Jimmy Cole sent you to your 4th spot. 3 wide back behind him though, between Fry, Roke, and Speed Snyders. But all up front, it's Chris Mills and the 02 Junior trying to get back where he left off last year.
The BMS chassis, Team Nasty Racing 1000, trying to get underneath of Jimmy Cole. Oh, Jason Speed Snyders in the wall in turn 3. No harm, no foul. He's going to continue on. But it looks like Tyler Fry going to move to the outside of Jimmy Cole. Right now it's Chris Mills, Shane DeMay, Nate Thompson. And the battle is still on as we Speed Snyders, Jimmy Cole, and Tyler Fry. That battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Sorry, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Tyler Fry going to take 4th. Snyder's going to be in 5th. Right now, Tyler Fry trying to go to the work on the high side of the 3T of Nate Thompson for 3rd. That BMS Team Nasty Racing chassis is on a tear right now. Chris Mills checked out. Right now, we'll see what Tyler Fry can do with Shane DeMay.
Shane DeMay running in that 2nd spot. Tyler Fry in 3rd. Nate Thompson 4th. Jimmy Cole, your top 5. Jason Snyders using every inch of the racetrack now, was up on the high side in the previous lap, now moving down to the low side as he's side by side with Jimmy Cole coming through turns 1 and 2. Cole on the high side, Snyders on the low side. That is a battle for your 5th spot out on the track right now. Side by side coming into turn number 4. Oh, Cole pushes up a little bit. Green flag is flying though, 2 laps to go. Chris Mills with a sizable lead out of turn number 2 as he comes into turn number 3. Meanwhile, Tyler Fry has caught the 15M of Shane DeMay. White flag is out. Who's going to take home 2nd?
Right now, Chris Mills with a big advantage, but the battle is on. Tyler Fry trying to get to the outside of the 15M of Shane DeMay. It's Harris versus BMS. DeMay used to run a BMS, now he runs a Harris chassis. It is going to be Chris Mills with the win. Coming down to 2nd, it's going to be Shane DeMay in 2nd, Tyler Fry in 3rd, Nate Thompson 4th, and Jimmy Cole is going to survive. And I do mean survive because that was a wild battle towards the middle and the back of the pack to round out your top 5. And Scotty, we got 2 more heats of this to go. And rounding out the field, that is the farmer from Mapleton, the 23 Razor chassis of Jim Teese.
8 laps of distance here in heat race number 2 of your Bonine Garage Doors IMCA Modifieds. As we call them up at a Rapid Speedway, Modified Madness. We saw some madness last heat race. What's going to happen in this one?
Now, folks, keep an eye on the 25 of Ricky the Racer Steffen. That is a brand new Razor. 2 weeks ago was tore up across the road. Still trying to get the car figured out. We'll see how he does. But right now, we're green, and it's going to be Rodney Stopak and Andy Eichhoff. Both side by side. Oh, Stopak sideways. He bottlenecks the 20 of Tenaple and the 23 of Teese. But it is Eckhoff right now. Andy Eckhoff 1st. Right now it's Bob Moore 2nd. Then it is Stopak and Steffen side by side 3rd and 4th. Jim Teese rounds out your top 5 with half a sail panel, as a big chunk of a sail panel has been basically almost torn off. But right now, Andy Eckhoff currently leads.
Right sail panel of Jim Teese flapping in the wind, but Andy Eckhoff with the race lead. Bob Moore sits in that 2nd spot. 3 wide though for the back of the pack. Rodney Stopak getting shuffled back. Jim Teese, runs in that 4th spot with Chad Tenaple running 5th. Ricky the Racer Steffen up to 3rd in that 25 Razor. But out in front, it's Andy Eckhoff in the number 9. Bob Moore sits in 2nd. Ricky Steffen in 3rd. He's about to have company from the farmer, though. Here comes the farmer to the inside. Give him that position. No! Ricky Steffen's going to have your 3rd spot coming to the line.
Jim Teese, his right side sail panel almost completely ripped in half. but that is not slowing him down one bit as he is battling side by side a pair of Razor chassis, the 23 and a 25. Tease and Steffen battling for third and fourth right now as Bob Moore quietly trying to reel in Andy Eichhoff. 3 laps to go.
As Jim Tease and Ricky the Racer Steffen still battling it out for that third spot, but this time give the spot to the Farmer. Jim Tease now in third, but here comes Ricky Racer on the top side. Steffen now on the top side, can't get quite the bite coming out of turn number 2 as he's going to come into turn 3 now. Slide up the hill now, turn it down to the inside of Tease. Wide flag out, 1 lap to go for Andy Eckhoff in the 9. Eckhoff with the race lead, Bob Moore still in second. Great battle for third out on the track though between Jim Tease and Ricky Racer. Checkered flag coming out this time by your race winner, Andy Eckhoff in the 9. Bob Moore in second, Jim Tease in third. Ricky the Racer Steffen in fourth, and Chad Tenaple, your top 5.
I'll tell you, Bob Moore, he was coming on Eichhoff, unfortunately just did not have enough time to catch up to him. But I'll tell you, I know I've said it quite a few times, but once again, another deal of give him a few more laps and he would have been right there. And that seems to be the story of the night tonight.
Outside.
Looks like Abelson not making the call. So it is going to be Bonine and Berrigan row 1, Jason Speed Snyders and Jim Matheson row 2, as it looks like the 1X of All Action Mr. Excitement, Chris Abelson, and the Big Show, Jason Walla, neither one out to make the call. So 4 cars, 8 laps. Doesn't matter if there's 4 cars or 40. These guys are going to put on a show.
As RPMs come up, green flag's going to come out, and we're modified racing with heat race number 3. Matt Bonine with the race lead. Sean Berrigan sitting in second. And then Shane DeVolder in that third spot with Jim Matheson at the back of the pack.
Matt Bonine with the early advantage right now. The battle is on for second and third. As Berrigan hats it, Snyders wants it. Speed now to the inside. He is going to clear Berrigan, but Berrigan now coming back out too. He's going to try pulling back up beside the 44X. Oh, the 44X almost giving the leader a shot in the shorts. Not quite able to do it though. Bonine's still going to lead. Bonine, Snyders, Berrigan, and Matheson, your field.
Bonine still with the race lead, side by side for second between Shane DeVolder and Sean Berrigan. Jim Matheson looking on the outside, looking in as he's going to take the inside line here, but here comes Berrigan with a great run off of 2. Berrigan going to pull side by side with Matt Bonine coming into turn at number 3. Berrigan going to turn it down the hill. Now DeVolder on the inside, and once again for that second spot. Matt Bonine still out in front.
My apologies to everybody on Advantage Racing TV. I got the 44 Shane DeVolder mixed up with the 44X's Jason Speed Snyders. It is DeVolder out there right now, still trying to get that second spot away from the 88 of Sean Berrigan. Berrigan on the high side, able to get a little more bite, and DeVolder getting hung up by the leader, Matt Bonine. Oh, here we go.
Here he comes.
88 of Berrigan on the high side, trying to get by the 14 of Bonine. Bonine still staying on the low side, while Berrigan's trying to wind it up a little bit higher. Let's see what happens coming out of 2. Not going to do it. Bonine retains the lead.
Bonine still with the lead. Berrigan in second, but that's a close second as DeVolder to the inside now. He's going to battle for the race lead coming into turn number 1. Oh, contact! Contact between DeVolder and Bonine. Bonine getting shuffled back to third. Here comes Berrigan on the top side. Berrigan's been racing on the top side, trying to get some bite to get to that race lead as he's going to have your second spot now. Bonine shuffled back to third. DeVolder still with the race lead as that was the checkered flag. Wow.
I'll tell you what, Shane DeVolder tried everything he could and finally was able on the last lap, last turn to get by. So Shane DeVolder is going to win. Wow. That was quite the heat race. Row number 3, that's going to see to the outside the 48 from Sioux City of Bob Moore, and from Sergeant Bluff, the 88 of Sean Berrigan.
Outside over row number 2, driving the 1000 car, that is Tyler Fry, and to the inside, the 2019 track champion, the 02 junior, that is Chris Mills.
And on the front row to the outside is going to see the M80 of Jim Matheson, and the 9 of Andy Eichhoff. And guess what? we got hot chocolate delivered.
To whoever brought it up here, thank you. We needed it.
Scotty?
Woo, we got hot packs,
RPMs
too.
come up, and we're green with the modified. Andy Eichhoff takes the early advantage as he's got Chris Mills and the M80 of Matheson right there with him. Oh, Mills just drives right on by Eichhoff. Mills is going to come down lead lap number 1. Now it looks like Tyler Fry side by side with Matheson, trying to get by him to catch up to Eichhoff to try and get back to that second place spot. They're battling, they're slicing and dicing all through the field. Right now it is Mills. Oh, Mills bobbles Eichhoff underneath of him. New leader Eichhoff. Andy Eichhoff leads Chris Mills second. Tyler Fry third, and here comes Bob Moore into fourth.
But here comes Chris Mills back on the top side, though, taking the lead back from Andy Eichhoff. They're going to drag race down the front stretch. Chris Mills back to the top spot. Eichhoff in second, and then Fry in third. Bob Moore on the bottom side, battling for third and fourth with Jim Matheson in the top 5. Chris Mills had a slight bobble, but now he is back to the race lead as Eichhoff is in that second spot. But here comes here comes Tyler Fry in the 1,000 car in third place, taking third spot over. He's going to pull side by side now with Eichhoff for second. Slide job up in front of the 9 car. The 1,000 car has your second place spot.
That also opens the door for Bob Moore to get underneath of Andy Eichhoff. That is your battle for third and fourth. Bob Moore is going to take it. So it's Chris Mills, Tyler Fry, Bob Moore, Andy Eichhoff, and the M80 Jim Matheson still there. Now Shane DeMay trying to get in the top 5 as he's going to get by Matheson. Punch his way up to 5th place. That Harris chassis working well on the low side as he's catfishing. Eichhoff now going to try to pull back up to the outside of DeMay, as that is your first and best battle on the track right now. DeMay finally gets by Eichhoff. Now he sets his sights on the 48 of Bob Moore, but it's all happening behind your leader, Chris Mills.
Chris Mills still with the race lead. Got Tyler Fry in second, Bob Moore in that third spot. Shane DeMay up to fourth. And sitting in your fifth is Eichhoff with a 44S. Sitting in 6th. Mills out to about a 4-car advantage. Oh, here comes Tyler Fry, though. Mills way on the top side. Car around. Rodney Stopak goes around in turn number 1 and 2 in the 1RS, excuse me. Rodney Stopak around at the top of turn number 2.
Oh my, that's going to pack things up. And I'll tell you, Tyler Fry running almost identical laps to Chris Mills, but right now they're going to be starting right there with each other. The 3T of Nate Thompson and Rodney Stopak, your field.
And we have to give a shout out to Trent Boulware, by the way, donating $100 to every feature winner that we have here tonight.
You're
Trent,
right.
Thank you absolutely from the bottom of our hearts. As green flag comes back out and we're back underway.
It's going to be Chris Mills leading him right back down to right where he started, leading him down into turn 1. Tyler Fry is still in second. Now the battle is on for third and fourth. DeMay to the inside of Moore. DeMay with a slight advantage. He's going to try and slide up, and he'll take third, but here goes Bob Moore back on the outside. He is going to try the battle. Now you also have Shane DeMolder and Andy Eichhoff battling for 5th and 6th. Oh, and Tyler Fry tried making a shot on Mills. Did not work.
But here comes Shane DeMay, though. Shane DeMay up to the second spot now. Chris Mills bobbled in turns 1 and 2 last lap. Slight bobble again. DeMay to the inside. Mills on the outside.
Yellow is out. Matt Bonine and Speed Snyder's around. Oh boy.
Wow. Where did Shane DeMay come from?
Well, I noticed that Tyler Fry tried to get underneath the Chris Mills, didn't, and bobbled, kind of started backing everybody up. Shane DeMay in the right spot to get underneath of that and take off. I'll tell you, that's his 2017 Harris chassis. He knows that chassis really, really well. So I'm not surprised that he's got a really good tune-up. Remember, last night finished second in his heat and second in the feature across the street at Park Jefferson.
See which line will come into play better when they take the green flag coming off turn 4 this time by. Take it.
We're halfway home, 10 down, 10 to go. Chris Mills is going to lead him down to the green flag. They're on the gas, and we are green again. Mills going to lead him down to 1 and 2. Tyler Fry getting ahead of DeMay. DeMay now back on the high side. Maybe something is working, as he is going to get at least half a car length ahead of Fry. But they are once again right on Mills. Mills' back bumper. Mills to the way high side. DeMay to the middle.
Difference.
3 wide. Fry to the inside. DeMay to the mid groove. Mills to the high side. Now Mills going to take the lead back. This time Fry is going to dispense with DeMay. Now Fry Fry hits the wall. Tyler Fry hits the wall. Oh, my heartbreaker for the 1,000 as he goes a little too high. Ticks the wall down the front stretch and into 1. And he is very, very slow.
Gonna try to limp it into the infield here. And he's gonna make it. We're still green. Chris Mills way out in front now. Shane DeMay running second. Bob Moore in third. And then DeVolder in fourth. Here comes the Farmer in fifth. Where'd the Farmer come from? Jim T's running in that fifth spot.
Jim T started 11th, now worked his way up to that fifth place spot. DeMay now starting to gap Bob Moore a little bit more under pressure from the 44 of Shane DeVolder as DeVolder's trying to get underneath the Moore. Meanwhile, Jim T's just slowly starting to reel in the Moore DeVolder battle. But it is still all Chris Mills with 4 laps to go.
Andy Atkoff and Ricky the Racer Steffen battling for that 6th spot.
Now hold on. We've got Jim Matheson around the bottom of turn 2.
Jim Matheson in the M80 going around at the bottom of turn 2. Thank you for catching that, PJ. I didn't see it.
Actually, you got to give credit here to Hot Rod Patterson. He's the one that saw it.
Rod, our eyes and ears when we're looking elsewhere. Thank you, Rod.
Caution lights are out. We're going to be green this time by. Of course, we are 5 laps away from the finish, so single file restarts. Green is out. Chris Mills leads him out of 4 down the front stretch and into turn 1. Shane DeMay, he goes on the high side. Shane DeMay on the low side, back to catfishing with Bob Moore, DeVolder, and Teese in tow.
Oh, parking lot almost in turn 2. Jimmy Cole.
And Andy Eichhoff. Jimmy Cole actually pole vaulting over Andy Eichhoff's front end. Wow.
All right, as the field's going to line up, we're going green this time by 5 laps to go in this 20-lap feature. Green flag coming out, and we're back underway. Chris Mills back to the high side, waiting the race lead. Shane DeMay pushes through the middle. Here comes Bob Moore to the inside of DeMay. Side by side, down the back stretch into turn number 3 for that 2nd spot. Bob Moore's got it. Shane DeMay wants it. Who's going to have it? Bob Moore with the 2nd spot off of turn number 4. But Chris Mills out in front. Moore with a great run on the bottom side. Shane DeMay pushes back to 3rd. DeVolder now in the 44 up to 4th. And Jim T's your top 5.
Right now, Bob Moore trying to get underneath the O2 Junior. Mills on the high side. Too much bite coming out of 2 and 4. They're going to see 2 laps to go. The green hanky's going to be in the air this time. It's still Mills, Moore, DeMay, DeVolder, and Teese, your top 5. Chris Mills going to come down and see the white flag this time by as he leads him down into 3 and 4. And indeed, the laundry's in the air. 1 lap to go. Chris Mills on his way to getting his first win here at the new Raceway Park in 2020 in his title defense. He's going to go through 3 and 4 one more time. Chris Mills is going to win. Bob Moore 2nd, Shane DeMay 3rd, Shane DeVolder 4th, and Jim Teese rounds out your top 5. Scotty, what a night it has been.
What a night it has been indeed, and we're not done yet. we've got one more race on the docket, and that's coming to us in the form of late models. That would be the Tri-State Late Models.